When considering prefabricated or modular homes, several concerns and considerations arise, especially regarding the electrical wiring. It is important to address site preparation. Ensure the building site is level, stable, and capable of supporting the weight of the house modules. The foundation is another critical aspect. Prefabricated homes often require a specialized foundation, such as a concrete slab or a pier and beam system, so confirm the specifications. Utilities are a major factor. Verify the location and availability of essential utilities like electricity, water, wastewater, and gas at the building site. Building codes must be adhered to. Prefabricated houses must comply with all local building codes and regulations. Consult with the local building department to understand the specific requirements for your area. Let's move on to wiring do's and don'ts to ensure safety and compliance. Firstly, inspect the wiring thoroughly. Before plugging anything in, carefully inspect all electrical connections, wires, and fixtures. Look for any signs of damage or loose connections. Secondly, do not plug in immediately. Do not connect the house to the power supply until the entire electrical system has been inspected and approved by a licensed electrician. This is crucial for safety. Thirdly, use proper connectors. Always use the correct connectors and wire gauges for all electrical connections. Using the wrong components can lead to overheating or electrical failures. Fourthly, do not overload circuits. Ensure that the electrical circuits are not overloaded. Overloaded circuits can cause overheating and pose a significant fire hazard. Fifthly, label all circuits clearly. Clearly label all electrical circuits in the electrical panel for easy identification and troubleshooting in the future. Sixthly, do not bypass safety devices. Never remove or disable any circuit breakers, fuses, or other safety devices. These devices are in place to protect the electrical system and the occupants of the home. Seventhly, ensure proper grounding. Ensure that all electrical equipment and fixtures are properly grounded. Grounding is essential for preventing electrical shocks and ensuring the safe operation of electrical devices. Now let's talk about plugging in the prefabricated house. Once the electrical system has been thoroughly inspected and approved by a licensed electrician, you can proceed with connecting the house to the power supply. Use a properly sized electrical cable to connect the house to the utility power supply. After making the connection, check that all electrical systems within the house are functioning correctly before occupying the house. This includes testing lights, outlets, appliances, and other electrical devices. For a more in-depth understanding, let's delve into some technical aspects of residential electrical systems. A standard residential electrical service typically includes a 120 volts/240 volts single-phase, 3-wire system. The 120 volts is used for lighting, small appliances, and most electronic devices, while the 240 volts is used for larger appliances like electric stoves, dryers, and air conditioners. The main electrical panel, often referred to as the service panel or breaker box, distributes electricity throughout the house via individual circuits. Each circuit is protected by a circuit breaker or fuse, which is designed to interrupt the flow of electricity in the event of an overload or short circuit. Understanding wire gauges is crucial for safe and efficient wiring. Wire gauge refers to the diameter of the wire, and it is typically measured using the American wire gauge, or AWG, standard. The lower the AWG number, the thicker the wire and the more current it can safely carry. Common wire gauges used in residential wiring include 14 AWG, 12 AWG, and 10 AWG for general lighting and receptacle circuits, and 8 AWG, 6 AWG, and larger for high current appliances. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, specifies the allowable ampacity or current carrying capacity of different wire gauges based on their insulation type and insulation conditions. For example, according to NEC Table 310.15, B16, a 14 AWG copper wire with type THHN insulation is typically rated for 15 amps, a 12 AWG copper wire is rated for 20 amps, and a 10 AWG copper wire is rated for 30 amps. It is important to consult the NEC and local building codes to determine the appropriate wire gauge for each circuit in your home. Grounding is a critical safety feature of any electrical system. The purpose of grounding is to provide a low-resistance path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to trip the circuit breaker or blow the fuse in the event of a ground fault. A ground fault occurs when an uninsulated live wire comes into contact with a grounded metal object, such as the metal enclosure of an appliance. Grounding systems typically consist of a grounding electrode, such as a ground rod or metal water pipe, which is connected to the service panel via a grounding electrode conductor. From the service panel, a grounding conductor is run to each outlet and fixture, providing a path for fault current to flow back to the source. Ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, are another important safety device used in residential electrical systems. GFCIs are designed to detect small imbalances in current between the hot and neutral conductors of a circuit, which can indicate a ground fault. When a GFCI detects a ground fault, it quickly interrupts the flow of electricity, preventing electrical shock. GFCIs are typically required in areas where water is present, such as bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor locations. Arc fault circuit interrupters, or FCIs, are designed to detect arc faults, which are dangerous electrical conditions that can cause fires. Arc faults occur when electricity jumps between two conductors, creating a spark or arc. FCIs are typically required on circuits that serve bedrooms and other living areas. Electrical panels should be properly labeled to clearly indicate the circuits they control. Each circuit breaker or fuse should be labeled with a description of the area or appliances it serves. This makes it easier to identify and troubleshoot electrical problems. Regular inspections and maintenance of your electrical system are essential for ensuring its safety and reliability. It is recommended to have your electrical system inspected by a qualified electrician at least every 3 to 5 years. During an inspection, the electrician will check for any signs of damage, loose connections, or other potential problems. They may also test the operation of circuit breakers, GFCIs, and FCIs to ensure they are functioning properly. If you are planning to make any changes to your electrical system, such as adding new outlets or circuits, it is important to obtain the necessary permits and have the work done by a licensed electrician. Attempting to do electrical work yourself without the proper training and experience can be dangerous and may violate local building codes. When working with electricity, always take precautions to protect yourself from electrical shock. Firstly, turn off the power to the circuit you are working on at the service panel. Secondly, use insulated tools and wear rubber gloves and safety glasses. Thirdly, never work on electrical equipment when you are wet or standing in water. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, always call a qualified electrician to do the job. Remember, electrical safety is paramount. By following these do's and don'ts and seeking professional assistance when needed, you can ensure that your prefabricated or modular home is electrically safe and compliant with all applicable codes and regulations. In conclusion, handling the electrical aspects of a prefabricated home requires diligence and expertise. By prioritizing safety and adhering to established guidelines, potential risks can be minimized, ensuring a secure and functional living environment. Remember that consulting with qualified professionals and staying informed about local regulations are key components of a successful prefabricated home project. Electrical safety is a critical aspect of home ownership, and it is essential to take the necessary steps to protect yourself and your family from electrical hazards. By following the guidelines outlined in this discussion and seeking professional assistance when needed, you can ensure that your home is electrically safe and compliant with all applicable codes and regulations.